Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Moody Story Time. If this is your first Moody Story Time, let me introduce us. I am Jen, and this is Moody. And Moody is a pull-apart buddy to help you with those big frustrations when you need to get them all out. And how does he do that? Well, you can pull Moody's head off and throw it across the room. You can whip off their arms and legs and bang them against the furniture. And when you're all done, you can put Moody back together again with a parent or a caregiver and say, what happened? What can we do next time to better help you cope with that big frustration you're having? So that is us, and every week we read a book about feelings. So this week we are reading My Body Sends a Signal, and it's written by Natalia Maguire, okay? This book has a great story to it, but it also has activities and coloring pages and short stories in it, but we're going to do just the book today, okay? So let's get started. Here we go. My body sends me so many signals to tell me how I feel. Sometimes I sweat. My stomach rumbles. It's hard to breathe. My heart races like crazy. Sometimes I want to jump for joy, and then I want to yell or cry. We have so many emotions inside us. But why? 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 Okay. One day my mom said, I have a nice surprise for you, but you have to wait until lunch. I walked around the house, unable to concentrate on anything. I started playing with my blocks, but my brain just wouldn't stop thinking about the surprise long enough to build a tall castle. Then I got my train set out, but for some reason, the choo-choo just wasn't much fun. Next, I tried to use my toy tools to build the best race car ever, but my brain kept wondering about the surprise Mom had for me. My skin tingled. My heart beat faster and faster. I felt ants in my pants. I was so excited. Mom hugged me. Not long to wait, she said. And then I heard the doorbell. Mom looked at me, smiling. Do you want to open the door? She asked. I rushed to the door and opened it wide. There, with their arms open wide to hug me, stood Grandma and Grandpa. Surprise, Grandma said with a big smile. Who is this big man? My eyes shined. A wide smile lit up my face. I jumped for joy. I was so happy. Oh, there's Grandma and Grandpa. My grandpa asked me to show him what I had learned in school. I showed him the letters that I had learned to write, the books that I'd read with Mom, and the pictures that I had drawn. And then I handed him the dragon I had created from my soft clay the other day. It's a present for you, Grandpa, I told him. Do you like it? Like it, he exclaimed. I love it. It's a piece of art. I stood up straight. I held my head up. My eyes shined. I felt very proud of myself. Ooh, what's this? The next day, the weather was perfect for a day out, and we went to the zoo. The sun was shining bright, and all the animals were enjoying the perfect day. First, we went to the tigers. We were standing behind a large glass wall so we could see them clearly. A big tiger was lying just in front of us. He seemed to be asleep or maybe just relaxing in the sun. Two boys who were standing beside me decided to annoy the tiger. They were screaming, knocking on the glass, and making faces, until suddenly the tiger jumped up right in front of us and growled menacingly. Ooh, they really upset the tiger. Boom! My heart jumped. My knees shook. My legs got weak. I felt pain in my stomach. I wanted to hide. I was so scared. Went to Grandma. My grandma quickly pulled me back and hugged me. It's okay to be scared, said Grandma. I was frightened too. I breathed out. My heart felt normal again. My knees weren't so wobbly anymore. I calmed down. I felt safe. There it is, safe with Grandma. My misfortunes did not end there. As we walked out of the tiger enclosure, I smelled an awful smell. Where was it coming from? I wondered, and then I looked down and saw that I had stepped in a squishy, stinky poo. Ugh! I exclaimed. My nose wrinkled up, my upper lip curled. My head shook from side to side, my mouth got all watery, and I thought I might throw up. I was so disgusted. Grandpa stroked my back. Oh dear, he said, let's go clean it. Oh. This was the last straw. I no longer wanted to go see other animals. I wanted to go home. What an awful day. I tried to stop it, but my bottom lip just couldn't help but stick way out there. My whole body felt down. My eyes felt watery. I was going to cry. I was very sad. When we got home, things only got worse. It appears my sister decided to play with the robot that my granny and grandpa had brought me. She dropped it from the table. It cracked and stopped working. I just couldn't bear it anymore. My hands clenched, my shoulders tensed up. I pushed my sister and kicked that stupid table, and I started to yell. I felt so angry. Oh, my darling, Mom said, and hugged me. I understand that you're upset. You have the right to be angry. I think you should take some time to cool down, and then we will discuss how we can fix your robot. And then Mom took me to my room. Later, Mom called me to come down for dinner. I did not really want to eat. My cheeks turned red. I felt very hot. My hands were trembling. I could not raise my head and look into my granny's eyes. I was so ashamed of my behavior. I am very sorry, I said. Grandma hugged me, looked into my eyes, and said, you had the right to be angry, and you needed to let off some steam. But it is not okay to yell and kick. You can control your anger instead of letting it control you. I can teach you some ways to do it. First, take 10 very deep breaths. Slowly breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth while counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Instead of throwing or kicking things because of anger, just squeeze this anger in your hands and hold it there tightly. Then let it go. Just hold it and let it go. Instead of yelling and saying bad words, just say, I am very angry. Instead of hitting someone, just walk away. Don't let your anger be your boss. Do you promise to try this next time? Yes, I nodded. I know you will, said Grandma, and kissed me. You are such a smart boy. I love you. Oh. The next morning, I slept late. Mom did not wake me up. She probably wanted me to recover from all the stresses I had the day before. On the way to the living room, I heard a familiar noise. I immediately understood what it was. I rushed into the room. Yes, I was right. My grandpa was sitting on the floor, and the robot was walking in front of him. I could not believe my eyes. My eyebrows raised. My eyes opened wide. My mouth opened. I was totally surprised. Granddad laughed. See, I fixed it. It was just a small thing, nothing serious. So here it's working perfectly again. I rushed to Grandpa and hugged him tightly, and then I did a funny dance around the robot. I was filled with joy. Each day, my body sends me a lot of signs. All these signals have meanings. My tummy is going rumble tumble to tell me that I am hungry. My mouth gets dry to tell me I am thirsty and it's time to drink some water. I yawn when I feel tired or bored. I get goosebumps when I get cold. I sweat when I am hot. I get butterflies in my stomach when I am nervous. I get so many of these feelings, and they are all perfectly fine. Do you remember being scared or ashamed, sad or happy? Share your story with me. Ask your parents or your teacher to help you find the right words. And here are all different words for the different ways that we feel, such as I feel happy, I am surprised, I am ashamed, I am sad, I feel proud, I feel safe, I feel disgusted, I am excited, I feel scared, I am angry. So many different ways that we can feel. That's it. That's the end. Now, the rest of the book does have activities and coloring pages, so it's a great book to have. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again next week for another Moody Story Time.